Hello everyone, welcome to aVRjourney. My name is Cécile Eskenazi. I am your host and you are watching my show called My VR Journey into the Oculus Launch Pad. We are on week 6. Okay, so week 6 marks the halfway point through the program. But for me, I'm actually very close to my deadline. So if you followed last week, you know that I am no longer eligible for funding in the Oculus Launch Pad. If you missed it, you can catch it. It's on the series, week 5. And since I'm no longer eligible for funding, I don't really have a deadline actually. But I find it really healthy and really motivating to have a deadline because I really want to finish my project, at least the prototype. So everyone else has to finish a prototype by September 10th, and they submit the prototype to the program and they compete for funding. And so I no longer have this deadline, but I still want to finish my prototype, and my deadline is actually have been moved forward. Yes, forward, not backwards. So my own personal deadline is actually going to be August 22nd, because I'm going on vacation after that. I'm going on vacation in Europe and I will be traveling. I'll be meeting friends and family. I can't wait. But that means that I will not have any time to dedicate to this project. I know for sure. I don't even know if I'm going to take my laptop with me. I'm wondering how many cameras I can bring with me. I'm traveling with my husband and 2 kids, so we have to be very careful about how much stuff we bring, otherwise we might end up bringing 10 suitcases. So long story short, my deadline is actually in 23 days, so I only have 23 days left to finish my project, at least the prototype. So I don't think I'll have some really polished finished product by then, but I will have a working prototype. So that's my deadline. Now, on to what I've been up to this week. So this week, I made space on my laptop. I transferred all the files from my camera to my laptop. And I found out that between the 2 shooting sessions that I had, one at the Stanford Open Roda in Palo Alto, and the second one at the UCA Berkeley Batizado in Berkeley, between those 2 events, I had captured 32 gigabytes of videos. Right, 32 gigabytes. It's a lot. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of files to manipulate. And the reason is that I've been shooting with my GIF 360 and it shoots in 4K. So that's great because it means the quality is better. But that takes a lot of space. And 360 video in general takes a lot more space than normal video. So I have to handle those big files carefully. So I transferred the file. And what I did is I started stitching. So stitching, for people who are not very familiar with 360 video, I will explain what it is. So with this camera, I have 2 lenses, one at the front, one at the back. And those 2 lenses capture each a half sphere. And 360 video is a full sphere, so that when the user watches in the VR headset or on their phone or on their computer, they can see the whole 360 view all around, horizontally as well as vertically. So it's a complete sphere. It's not like a panorama, it's everything. And to be able to view everything with the 2 half spheres, then the 2 half spheres have to be glued together. And that process is called stitching. And there's a software to do it. It's not like me stitching with a needle. Although sometimes it feels a little bit like this. So I've been doing some stitching, and my key concern so far has been to find out if my laptop is capable of doing that, because my laptop is not really one that I purchased for video editing. I've had it for 3 years. I had not done video editing before starting aVRjourney last winter, so it's been quite recent, and so far I've done really kind of low-end editing things with relatively cheap software, so I haven't had to really push the limits of my laptop. But now with the 4K files, longer files, then I was a bit worried. So I started stitching short videos. First one was under 2 minutes. It went okay. And then I started longer video. It kind of crashed at some point. And then I've managed to stitch up to, I think, 6 minutes video. And it works okay. It means that I cannot do much with the laptop while this is happening, but I can let it run during nighttime or when I'm out and about doing something else. So far it's worked okay. Now I'm trying to avoid buying a new laptop because I'm getting a new job, but I'm only starting in 2 months. And so far aVRjourney has been completely self-funded, so basically I'm on a very, very low budget. I'm completely bootstrapped. And if I was buying a new laptop, I would need to get a proper good laptop for video editing. And I might as well get a VR ready laptop while I'm at it. And those machines, they're not super cheap. I think I'll be looking at a budget between maybe $1,200 $1,200 to about a couple of $1,000. So $2,000 is not really something I was planning to spend before starting my new job and getting an income again. So I'm trying hard to use my existing machine. Let's see if I can finish the project with this one. I know I can run Unity because I used it during my Unity training at the Oculus Launch Pad bootcamp. But I haven't run Unity with big, heavy 360 files in it, and so on and so forth. So far, it's been okay. So yeah, my first step this week was to start stitching. So it means that now, I only stitched about 4 or 5 files so far. I have a bunch more to do. But it means that now I have some 360 videos that are ready to view from my shooting. So that's great, right? That's great? Well, not really, because then I discover all the issues with the video. So that's when I see all the problems that I kind of suspected during the shooting, but have come to be confirmed. And I will not list them all right now, but I am actually preparing an article and probably a video about all the mistakes that I'm making, so you don't have to do them yourself. You can thank me later. So I will publish that once I have captured what I think is most of the mistakes I have made. But I've had issues with my lenses were not probably completely clean, so there's a bit of dust. You may know that I scratched the lens. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a properly big scratch on the lens, and I did that right before my big shoot day, so I didn't have time to fix it. I'm actually in discussion with Samsung to see how I can fix this. I've had shaky videos. I had problems with sound, so I recorded before getting my microphone, so I have some sound which I'm not sure I can use. So all sorts of problems, but I think there will be enough footage still to do something good. Or okay, or anyway, we'll see. The good thing is I also I read an article which I'm sharing in the blog. I will put the link in the description in this video as well, but you can also read my blog post in Medium. The handle is aVRjourney. And so this article is encouraging people to create VR, even what they call everyday people, which is me, which is anyone. Like anyone can create VR, and they're pushing content for DIY VR because they think it will stimulate the genre, and then people will discover new ways of telling stories, and actually everyday people can actually create really cool stuff, but a lot of it is going to be ugly. So that's what they mention in the article. A lot of it will be ideas, but just go and do it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to make ugly content, but I'm trying to do my best at DIY VR content creation. It's my first experience, so I think it's okay for me to make the mistakes. It's best if I share them with you guys, so that I learn from them, and then you can learn from the mistakes, and you don't have to do the same ones, or you can do them better. Yeah, if you can make worse mistake than me, do it. Share the links. We'll have a laugh. But that was important. So This week I transferred the file, did the stitching, started the list of the mistakes, and oh yeah, and then I also found a video which I will share. I'll put the link as well in the description, and it's also going to be in the blog post on Medium. It's a video about capoeira, and it's about the way capoeira unites divided communities in Central Africa. And I found this video. It was shared from a capoeirista here from the Bay Area on his Facebook page, and it's from The Guardian. And I really love this video because it shows the real power of capoeira, which I haven't expressed so far, and it kind of helps me also explain why I picked capoeira as the topic for my first VR experience. And this reason is that capoeira is a beautiful martial art. It's a tradition, it's a cultural heritage coming from Brazil, but it's played all around the world, and it's a big worldwide community. There's kind of smaller communities, there's different groups, but if you go from one group to another, and I've actually done that a few times recently, then you still sing similar songs, you still do similar moves, and you still have this sense of community. And you have people who are from different religions, different backgrounds, they do different types of jobs, they have not much in common apart from this passion for capoeira. And it brings people together, and in the game of capoeira, people have a lot of respect for each other, they have to have self-control, so they learn self-control, they have to be very elegant in the game, and so it's about love, it's about self-control, it's about respect for others, it's about unity. And this video describes it much better than I do, and I want to share it because it's kind of a bit of background behind why I picked capoeira as the topic for my VR experience. It's called Capoeira World, or maybe Capoeira World VR. I haven't quite decided yet. Maybe you can tell me what you think. Capoeira World or Capoeira World VR? I don't know. We'll see. So those are the three things I've been up to this week. I'm actually stitching right now, so I'm using every time when my computer is idle to do stitching. I don't know if you can see. I'm actually, I forgot to mention, I'm actually using a software called, it's called Action Editor. It's actually not written on there. It's called Action Editor from Cyberlink. And it comes with the 360 camera, so I think it's a version specifically made for GIF 360, and there's a free license, so I use this software for free, does the stitching for me. Now, what I'm gonna do the coming week. The coming week I will have to do more stitching, for sure, day and night. Anytime my laptop is not I'm not busy with my laptop, then I can do a quick stitch. Takes a while. I'm actually timing this one to see how long it takes. So more stitching, and then I need to start editing, right? And I expect this step to take me a bit longer than a lot of other people in the program, because I'm not a big video editing specialist. So far I've used mainly, dare I say it, Windows Movie Maker for video editing. Yes, you can edit 360 videos with Windows Movie Maker for basic editing. I actually have a video on this. It's called The Best Kept Secret About 360 Video. You can go watch it in the playlist 360 for All. So you can do that. But now I want to do something maybe a bit more sophisticated, and also, so I'm going to use Adobe Premiere Pro, which I need to learn from scratch, so I hope I can learn by myself. I've been self-taught so far. I have online videos, I have YouTube of course, and other sources to learn, so I hope I can learn. And the reason I picked Adobe Premiere Pro, there's two reasons. One is it's kind of one of the couple of reference tools that people use for video editing. I'm not a Mac user, so I'm not really a big fan of Apple products, and Adobe, who's the maker of Premiere Pro, they recently purchased a company called Metal, and Metal produced a plugin that is specifically made for VR, that helps you add titles that can be in the sphere as opposed to like titles that look stretched and ugly. And so they've acquired Metal, and the Metal plugin now comes free with an Adobe Premiere Pro license. If you didn't know that, you can email them and they will send you, I don't know how it works, actually I need to do it, but they will make sure you have the plugin for free. I don't know if they send you a license. So the integration is not finished. So at some point, I think later in the year, the future version of Premiere Pro will come with the plugin integrated. Now it's still a plugin, but you can use it for free. So I need to learn that. So I will learn that and then start editing. I don't know how much editing I will actually do versus learning, but I usually learn while doing. So hopefully I will have some edits done by the end of the week. Let's see. So more stitching, more editing. And then the third thing I'm planning on starting this week is the creation of the app, the VR app. So the 360 video that I'm planning to do, there'll be several videos, they'll be put into episodes. There will probably be different episodes for different events. So I'm hoping to have in my prototype 2 episodes, one for the Open Roda I filmed at Stanford, and the other one for the Batizado I filmed at Berkeley. And those episodes will live in an app where the user can pick the episodes they want to play, and there might be some other little fun stuff in the app. So I still need to create an app. It's not just going to be a video file. And I'm going to create the app in Unity. So Unity is a game engine. It's the main tool that is used to create VR. The other one is Unreal Engine. But Unity is more widespread. I think it's easier to use, and anyway, it's the one I've started learning from the Launchpad bootcamp, and I had another session at an AT&T hands-on workshop as well, so I'm kind of confident that I can create this in Unity. And I've actually just come across this week an article published recently about how to integrate 360 video into Unity. I will also put the link in the description. It was shared by Sarah Stumbo, who was my teacher, my Unity teacher at the Oculus Launch Pad bootcamp. She's, I think her title is something like Unity Evangelist. She goes around the world and tells people about Unity at conferences and stuff like that. So I have to go through this article, and I think there's a tutorial on the steps to take, so I need to integrate my video into Unity. Alright, so I'm gonna have another busy week. I'll try and wrap up as much as I can before my vacation. In between actually preparing for the vacation, because I have a bit of stuff to do that on the personal side and other stuff. But thankfully I have a few more weeks, 23 days to go. Wish me luck. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this week. If you want to follow and be notified of the next episode, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/aVRjourney. You can like the Facebook page, facebook.com/aVRjourney. And I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Medium, same handle, aVRjourney. Alright, thank you, guys. Have a fantastic week. See you next week. Bye. Ciao, ciao, ciao.